Close your eyes and begin to soften your breath, soften your gaze. Allowing every breath to turn your gaze inwards a little bit more as you feel your limbs melting into the earth. Every part of you just easing into this deep relaxation. And see yourself now no longer in this physical space, but in a liminal place. See yourself standing in this beautiful, sprawling meadow. The sun is beaming down on it from a clear blue sky. Not a cloud can be seen, and you feel your cheek being warmed by the rays of sunlight. See on the ground beneath you, snow is melting. And little snowdrops are nestling their way to the surface of the earth. Little first flowers. You take care with every step not to step on the snowdrops as you make your way across the meadow. Noticing any smells or sights or sounds that are standing out to you. Notice how you're feeling in the spaciousness, the fresh air of this meadow. And you begin to make your way across the meadow towards a forest that seems to be calling to you. You can't be certain why, but something about this forest is calling you. And so you trust your inner knowing, and you begin to make your way, trusting your inner voice, trusting yourself. And eventually you find yourself just where the meadow meets the forest. There are many birch trees along the outskirts of the forest, and you see that there is a pathway leading in, and you know that you are on the right path. And so you continue moving, walking now into the forest along this path. The sun is hanging lower in the sky, and its last rays are shining through the trees as they light your way through this forest. And eventually, you find yourself at a big clearing in the center of the forest. And this clearing is circular in shape. And you you see that the sun has now set in the sky, and it is now blanketed with this navy velvet texture, flecked with endless stars, and a big pregnant moon hovers above, illuminating this clearing. And you pause, honoring its majesty, its beauty, its power. And your gaze follows this beam of light from the moon down to the center of the clearing, where you see an ancient holy well. And this well is made of stone, stacked on stone, moss adorning it, garlands of ivy and wildflowers hang off its sides. And you see that it's filled to the brim with this sparkling, healing water. The waters of the well, the waters of the womb, the waters of the moon. You see the moon reflected on the top of the water on this well. And you pause, taking a deep breath, placing your hand on your womb. And honoring what has come to pass and what will come to be. Honoring your deep, ancient, cyclical, feminine wisdom. And you feel the well, the moon, and you begin to reflect on what it is you are letting go of now. What is it that this past cycle, this long winter, what is it that you have been resisting letting go of, that you are now ready to release? Feeling the healing power of these waters and the compassionate energy supporting you in letting go now. Another deep breath, and exhaling to release. Allowing these waters of the moon, the womb, the well to support you in letting go. Acknowledging the wisdom in your feminine, knowing your power in doing so. And your gaze begins to lift from this well And you see that you are not standing in this circle clearing alone, but you are surrounded. You are surrounded by your ancestral grandmothers. And they are encircling this ring. And you look down and see that they are standing around what appears to be a wheel imprinted in the earth. And you see beneath your feet where you entered. And you feel intuitively to walk around this circle, to honor and acknowledge each grandmother as you pass. And so as you turn, walking towards the spring equinox, pausing along the way, and you arrive at the spring equinox, this time when the day and night are of equal length, balance, fertility, seeds of intention being planted. Spring has arrived, and you make your way along the wheel until you reach Beltane, cross-quarter fire festival, celebration of the inner marriage, divine polarity within and without, life. Life is celebrated. And you continue along the wheel, nodding with gratitude to each ancestor that you pass. Until you reach the summer solstice, the longest day and the shortest night. Summer has arrived. Courage, full expression, creativity, vitality. Solar wisdom. And knowing the days will darken again, you begin to walk towards Lugnasad, the cross-quarter fire festival. The first harvest. Sacrifice, gratitude, acknowledgement, the first crops, the first fruits of your labors are yielded. And you turn to walk towards the autumn equinox next. The second harvest. Night and day are once again at equal lengths. Abundance. Revelry, celebration. All of the hard work is paying off, the seeds that have been planted at the Spring Equinox have become ripened to pluck. And you begin to make your way around the wheel until you reach Samhain. Shadow work, dreamtime, also a cross-quarter fire festival. Time of the ancestors honoring what lies beyond the veil, honoring death. And as the days darken and vision heightens and you walk towards the winter solstice, the longest night and the shortest day, celebration, return to innocence, return of the light. Dreamtime vision, dreamtime wisdom, and the promise that the days will get lighter once again. And you turn to walk around the wheel once more. Until eventually you arrive at Imbolc once again. Only this time you find the Goddess Brigid standing at Imbolc. And she's holding a flame close to her heart, her hearth. And you look upon her, seeing how she expresses herself to you. For at this time, she changes her form from the Kaliak, the dark goddess of the winter, and she takes her form as Brigid, her other aspect, to govern the light half of the year. And you reflect on her qualities, her gifts, her medicines of poetry, bardic wisdom, creative expression. Healing, the healing waters of the well. She is the keeper of the holy wells. And compassionate, healing energy. And her flame, the eternal flame of creative power, purification, and the will to craft your destiny at the forge. She is standing there, inviting you to take the flame that she passes, to receive this creative spark of Imbolc under the light of the full moon. And she invites you to contemplate, what is it that you want to create now? What do you want to create in this next cycle? And so you hold the flame close to your heart. Noticing what arises. Noticing the clarity. For you have let go and made space to create new life. This is the magic of your cyclical feminine wisdom. And slowly you're offering your gratitude to the Goddess Brigid for sharing her wisdoms, for sharing her flame. And offering your gratitude to all of the beings, the grandmothers in this clearing, and you begin to make your way out of the path, onto the path that you came in, allowing this flame to guide you like a lantern through the moonlit forest. Until eventually you find yourself back in the meadow once again. Very slowly holding the flame close to your heart with one hand and holding the wisdom of the holy well at your womb, beginning to draw your attention back into your physical body, into this space that we are in, and back into this moment. Slowly moving your hands and feet, and there